All right, what is going on, everybody? We got another Manga Plus stream today. We're going to be reading another installment of one of my favorite new manga, The Martial King by Ouji. And we're also going to be checking out a new manga called Magical Girl and Narco Wars. For some reason, I thought it was a spiritual sequel to... was it Candy Wars? Candy Flurry? Is not. Not even close. They just both have candy. From what I've seen, it's like pretty heavy. Not like dark necessarily, but heavy. And it looks pretty violent, but also like kind of, you know, like anime, kind of cute. So kind of seems right up my alley. So I'm excited to check out these new chapters. Other than that, how's everyone doing today? We got Space Guy in the chat. What's going on, Space Guy? We got Gamer Chan Leanne. What's going on, Leanne? Pleasure to have you as always. Justin Garcia, how you doing? We got Lazy Cat. How you doing, Lazy Cat? Pleasure to have you. And we got Kogelo Grace Mabasa. Again, sorry if I butcher your name. I'm just gonna call you Grace. So, like always, excuse me, did not get what I expected from the first chapter. What do you mean by that? Sky Luke Walker, which is a great name, by the way. So like always, I like to start these manga streams by looking at the rankings. Interestingly enough, Boruto is at number 1. Did it get new chapters recently? No, not recently. Although, no. So Boruto is at number 1, which is interesting. I think it's usually like number 3, something like that. It's Boruto, Chainsaw Man, One Piece, Dandadan, Black Clover. So Black Clover got new chapters recently, so it kicked out Kaiju number 8, Spy Family at number 7, Sakamoto Days at number 8, Kagurabachi. War of the Adults has been consistently high. Granted, it's only on chapter 5, but I feel like it's consistently been in the top 10. So I'm curious to see if that one stays in the top 10 after about chapter like 15 or 20. I've read 4 chapters of Dandadan since you gave me the advice. It's been treating me well. Glad to hear it. Like I said, I feel like even when you start an anime fresh and then jump to the manga, it's never really quite as good as when you just start the manga from the beginning. Sometimes they move stuff around. Sometimes the art style is really different. Sometimes the pacing is kind of different. And sometimes you just need, like, even if you were just watching the anime, you gotta like start from the beginning. Start the manga from chapter 1. It just works. But I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Hopefully you catch up and you realize the greatness of Dandadan. Sky Luke Walker said he was not expecting the action in Magical Girl and Narco Wars to be so good. Which is crazy, right? Because it kind of seems like a cute series. I feel like it's supposed to be like that on purpose. It's supposed to like catch you, which I like. I like being tricked sometimes. Other series, so those are our top 10. Nice Prison is at number 11. So people seem to be sort of vibing with Nice Prison. Ichi the Witch, Centauria, Narco Wars, Ashura's Verdict. That is new-ish series. It's got 12 chapters. Blue Box, GGG, which is fairly new. So this is what I'm saying. So GGG only has 4 chapters. It like practically just started. It was near number 10 and now it's already up towards 17. So it's like, that's the usual pace. Drama Queen still in the top 20, which is crazy. So people are reading Drama Queen. And Drama Queen has almost 20 chapters. I'm going to make a note of that as a matter of fact. Mad also in the top 20. I want to eat the arm of a god tier artist. I feel like I've seen this series before. Not like Reddit, but I feel like somebody mentioned it or something like that. It's a one shot. I don't think I've recognized it in the top 20, but it's currently sitting at number 21. I'll be curious to see if it kind of stays there. It's about a month old at this point. Martial King is at 22, which is about par for Martial King. Goku Rakugai is at number 24, which is nice. I'm binge reading Bleach, but at the same time I'm not, and slow cooking Dawn to Dawn. Guys, what happened to Galaxius? I'm not sure what you mean. Galaxius is still doing good from what I hear. I'm a few chapters behind. It did get moved a while ago. It got moved from the Weekly Shonen magazine to Magazine Pocket, which is like the Jump Plus of Kodansha. But as far as I know, it's still going strong. Marriage Toxin is at 35, which is good. It's still in the top 40. Kyoshi got bumped way down to 37. So I'm curious to see if Kyoshi gets knocked out of the top 40 for a while. Embers is at number 33, which I kind of expected after about 10 chapters. Hero Organization and Make the Exorcist Fall in Love are both in the 20s. Joujin X still going strong after, what chapter is it on? 63, which is crazy. We got 02 in the chat. How you doing, 02? Pleasure to have you. How you doing today? I wonder what is the rank of SKK girls? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I have a vague idea of which series you're talking about. Excuse me. All right, so let's read the Martial King. So the recap from last chapter was our badass hero, Jim Godspeed, had beat the principal in the contest. It was a shooting contest. It was round 1 of this test, where the final round is supposedly a race of some sort. Jim really lost to the principal, but he also like was holding his shots back, so the principal gave him the win. What are we reading? We are reading The Martial King, a new series, a new Western steampunk series by Ouji, the artist of Dr. Stone. What's your favorite animal? Dogs. Love dogs. So we're in between rounds of the test. Mira Black goes to check up on Jim. Jim, you're in pretty bad shape. Do you want to take a break? He says, no, I'll keep going. She says, your clothes are a mess too. Yeah. So he's all messed up, right? He just got shot up by the principal. He definitely broke a sweat. He's like, what are we doing here? And Mira Black, she's like, what's going on here? So she is staring at Jim. It looks like they're, how do I put this? Admiring his abs. It looks like they're, as true scientists, admiring his abs. Because we have Mira, and then we have Dutch, who is not being subtle at all. And Jim, and of course he's got his hair all messy too, which, you know, what's better than a hot guy with messy hair? But, they're just standing there, and Jim's like, what's going on? And she goes, oh, it's just, she tries to find an excuse. She goes, oh, it's just my first time seeing the golden arms and the King Magnum. And Dutch is like, is that really what we were looking at? And he goes, oh, well, take a good look. And Dutch is like, excuse me? And Mira goes, yes, they're truly magnificent. I'm not powerful enough to even dream of wielding them. So they move on. Dutch has taken her job as the judge of this contest pretty seriously. They're basically denying that they were just checking Jim out, staring at his abs. But you know, if you're going to wear the bottomless top, you're going to get a few looks. We got Eden's in the chat. What's going on, Eden's? Pleasure to have you, as always. Yeah, we started a bit late today, unfortunately. I had a quick errand I had to run. It was a bit of a family emergency, but everyone's good. It just set me back about 15 minutes. But we're good. We got Arceus Rules in the chat. What's going on, Arceus? Pleasure to have you. But yeah. So Dutch is judging the contest as well. She says, we can't afford to stop this contest for any reason, even if Jim is in mortal danger. Basically, she's saying, we can't stop the contest because if we have to stop the contest, then Jim doesn't have what it takes to survive on his own in the desert. So he puts his cowboy hat back on, and he's like, all right, let's do round 2. Round 2 is you'll face off against multiple opponents. They'll all be gunning for you at once, and of course, each of them is a skilled sharpshooter. The odds certainly aren't in your favor, but it ought to be a cakewalk for you given your skills. So it looks like he has to fight the entire teachers board, so to speak, of the school. Like basically all the teachers at once. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's probably fighting like 12 teachers right now. So it's 12 on 1, completely surrounded, nowhere to run. He says, here's a question. How many people can take a person? How many people can a person take down in 0.1 seconds? The principal of the school is bad at math. That's hilarious. I was right. It's 12 people. So there's 12 people. He said in 0.2 seconds, I can take down 12 people. I could empty a 6-shooter in 0.1 seconds. If I used 2, I could take down 12 people. So basically, he's got the dead eye. He's got the snake eyes. He's got the Red Dead vision. Jim Godspeed just became John Marston. He says, I'll shoot every last one of you before you can even reach your guns, which is some pretty crazy reaction time. Oh, I was wrong. There's 13. Dutch knows exactly how fast Jim is, so she told the principal to add one more person. So he basically has to go back. He has to go past his limits. And it's literally impossible for him to shoot 13 people in 0.2 seconds because he's got 6 shooters. So he would have to reload. So unless he's got a secret third gun. John Marston, I just finished Red Dead 1. Oh my god, I love that game. I love that game so much. If money was not a problem, I would probably just hunt deer in Red Dead all day, every day, and read manga. That's it. That and play World of Warcraft. I thought it was 2 chapters, so I guess I'm going to have to catch up on this so we can read weekly. The more the merrier. I'd love to have you following along, hear your thoughts on the chapters. That's what we're here for. This isn't necessarily just to watch me yap for an hour straight. This is for everybody to sort of share their opinions, talk to each other about the chapters. It's really supposed to be a forum. I'm just the facilitator. Let's see. So the principal explains, depending on the technology, you can rapid fire a revolver pretty much forever, but an automatic gun has a limit due to its slide mechanism. That is true. If you were really good, you could just find a way to feed the revolver, but because automatic guns have magazines, you have to slide the gun, empty the mag, put the mag in. So it shoots faster, but it takes longer to reload the gun. Think bows versus crossbows. Basically, once you fire all the shots in your revolver, that's the end of the road for your precious quick draw advantage. Even if you take down 12 of these guys, there will still be one left. What'll you do? We're using salt bullets? Is that a thing? They're pieces of rock salt coated in resin. They have inferior speed, but they're perfect for practice. What the hell? Is that a thing? A salt bullet? So it's a chunk of salt covered in paper? Is that a thing? Salt bullets? That is a real thing. That is 100% a real thing. That sucks. Why don't they just use rubber bullets? Don't aim for the head. A hit to the body will hurt like hell, but it won't be lethal. Why don't they just use rubber bullets? The salt paper sounds like a pain in the ass. We got Josh Copland in the chat. How you doing? Excuse me. How you doing, Josh? Pleasure to have you. Good to see you as always. Yeah, I just finished both a Red Dead 2 and 1. Both are masterpieces. I'm gonna have to join back in later because my house is very loud right now and I can't hear very well. See you later. It's good to have you, Lazy Cat. If we don't see you later in the stream today, hopefully we see you soon. We'll be streaming Sunday and Monday, and then of course Thursday. See you soon. Peace. So, 1 So Jim accepts. The principal's like, you probably don't stand a chance. So it's on Mira's mark. She's standing above everyone. Everyone has their guns ready. She says fire. Jim shoots the salt bullets. So far it looks like he's just shooting. No, he's shooting 2 revolvers. So he's got 2 revolvers going. First he fired, so we're getting Dutch's account. First he fires all 12 bullets in a split second. He hit 12 of the teachers before they could raise their guns. 1 is left. That teacher shot without a moment's hesitation. He aimed for Jim's face, you know, because the teachers are dicks. Jim throws one of his revolvers. It blocks the salt bullet. It looks like he hits the gun. Yeah, so he like hits the gun back. Or did he reload it? Maybe he reloaded it? He hit it with his gun he still has in his hand. He spins it. Oh, so he hit it. He did like a spin. He spins. He hits the gun towards the teacher that went to shoot him in the face. And he breaks the guy's nose. And then it like boomerangs back. Which of course would never happen. But looks really cool. He goes, I didn't throw it that hard. Meanwhile, he just broke the guy's nose. But he was kind of asking for it. So Dutch is freaking out because she was like, he wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to get shot. Got some good Halo music playing. Let's see what we got. So he goes, my record is 13 people plus I'm unscathed. Next is my turn. So now he's literally not only did he best all the teachers, but now he wants the teachers to try and beat him. So it looks like Jim's gonna win, right? Because he was in a one-on-one duel with the principal and won. He was in a 13-on-1 duel and won. So the only thing left is I think he's supposed to go race for the flag. So somebody's gonna have to stop him. Because of course we want to see Jim go through the academy. But unless somebody is like super fast or knows how to trick him, it looks like our boy Jim is going to be on his own. All in all, great chapter. I thought that was a really cool, very in character for Jim Godspeed. He's always coming up with crazy tricks to beat the score. And of course, it was a really cool shootout. And we got a Dutch moment. And we got a Mira Black moment. Plus it was really funny when they were staring at Jim's abs. Obviously, they were staring at the golden arms and the King Magnum, right? For science, they're being scientific. They were doing some research, totally scientific, never vain at all. But that was Martial King. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Nothing crazy. Solid chapter. Martial King has been pleasantly consistent. I didn't expect it to just like plummet, but I wasn't quite sure what the pacing was going to be like. But I'm really happy with it. So that was the Martial King. So now let's check out Magical Girl and Narco Wars. So if you want to follow along, we are reading Magical Girl and Narco Wars, new manga on Manga Plus. I believe it's on Jump Plus, but for us, Manga Plus. Only one chapter so far. It came out May 5th, which was a Saturday, so new chapter in a couple of days. Excuse me, we'll take a short break just for a couple of seconds. I do want to take a look at something real quick. Hello, oh my god. Pardon me. So we're gonna read Magical Girl and Narco Wars. I am curious to see. Let's check out Eunomia. So it looks like Eunomia, author most known for their work on Mad Bullet Underground. Mad Bullet Underground is a light novel. Interesting. So they seem to have a background in writing these sort of like waifu shootout series, and then I'm assuming that's the writer Meiji Meru. Meiji Meru seems like the artist. Doesn't seem like they have done anything before. So this is like pretty much a brand new team, like completely brand new, which is good. I like it. This first chapter is how many chapters? It is, oh, okay. Let's try that again. I guess we're gonna find out. 75 pages, so pretty typical for a Jump Plus series. I couldn't find anything on that artist. Now, it seems like the author has written a couple of light novels similar to this, but the artist really hasn't done anything yet. So it's pretty much a completely brand new team of artists. So we open to a couple of color pages, which is nice. I love that. Very saturated. It looks like some kind of urban neighborhood, probably Tokyo, maybe somewhere in Japan. Looks like Japanese style buildings in a not so good neighborhood. A guy in a suit is running around, running from something, presumably. He says, "What the hell is that monster? I must have outrun them." And then suddenly this cute anime girl in a school uniform pops out from behind him. She says, "Also, can't you tell just by looking I'm a magical girl?" So she points a wand at this guy and she says, "Slaughtering drug dealers is my favorite pastime." And then he dies. So very odd opening already. It's this mysterious teenage girl, and she murders a drug dealer with a magic wand, which is crazy. So then we open to the backstory for this world. From the day candy first appeared, it was only too easy for this country to descend into madness. Its main ingredients consist of sugar, corn syrup, artificial flavorings and colorings, etc. Basically, it's no different from regular candy. Nobody knows what gives candy several times the potency of heroin or fentanyl. That's crazy. Fentanyl is like, you touch it and you get high. So, this is like the mega drug, right? The super drug. Basically, you touch this stuff and you turn into a fiend instantly. And we cut to this Yakuza-looking character, Jinsei Clan Fuyugiri family member Akira Susui. He says, "Why are our profits down?" The other people say, "Cut us some slack. The streets of Tokyo, so I was right, are a battlefield. Everyone's fighting over candy. It's not just the Yakuza. Mafia and drug cartel riffraff from other countries are flooding the streets." Excuse me. "Weaker guys like us, all we can do is stick to our regular broke-ass clients and rely on what little business we can." He says, "Are you calling the Fuyugiri family weak, or did I mishear you?" So he takes this guy, throws him, knocks him out. Did I make myself clear? Steps on the guy's head. That's not Japanese strength. They say his dad was a South American gangster. So he's beating all these guys up. He says, "What am I going to do about this month's quota?" So somebody calls this gangster on the phone. Somebody died. We don't know who yet. They're at a formal funeral. Everyone's all dressed up. Probably all Yakuza guys. So someone in the higher ranks of this clan has been murdered. So he's part of a family that's basically on the fringe, as they put it, of this bigger Yakuza clan called the Jinsei clan. And they really can't do anything to retaliate about this murder. He says, "I swear on the Jinsei clan that I will avenge the boss's death, whatever it takes." But basically they all say, you can't do anything about this. If you piss off those bigger gangs, we're screwed. The Jinsei clan is the strongest in all of Kanto. So we know we're in Kanto region at least. So his captain, Gozo Kashiwagi, shows up and says, "You gotta calm down." He asks their boss to forgive them. They are pretty racist towards our main character, Susui, right? Susui? Is that his name? Susui. So Susui stands out because he's kind of a hothead, and he is Latino. He's ethnically Latino. What's my favorite manga? My favorite ongoing series is probably Dandadan. My favorite manga, I'm stuck between a few series, but my favorite ongoing series is probably Dandadan. Sounds like a close but interesting premise to Candy Flurry. That's what I'm saying. I know Candy Flurry had a obviously candy theme, but this seems a little more like a crime thriller. Excuse me. So Susui's captain explains, this is just what we have to deal with these days, and the Yakuza being held down by the cops has basically made us their lapdogs. There's no merit to becoming a Yakuza at this point, but Candy has changed all of that. Did you know the Jinsei clan's been buying up tons of heavy weaponry from the mainland? And they're outsourcing their younger members for combat to get them combat experience. So basically, they're using the Candy to get a bunch of money, to buy weapons, to ship out their members, to basically become like a paramilitary organization so they can start a war with the cops. The chairman's been building up our forces in preparation for the Narco wars. So basically what I just described. To defeat any fellow Yakuza or foreign gangs from the competition and monopolize the Candy. So basically they're building up their strength, their numbers, their military, so to speak, so they can wipe out all the other gangs. His captain says our boss didn't have what it takes for these narco wars, so Susui is like, is the captain the one who killed him? And he says, you see, the truth is, and then it cuts out, and then he says, understood. He says, that suits me just fine. So he might have actually killed the boss, we don't know. That's the implication, at least. So he goes to some kind of DVD store. He bumps into this girl who's dressed up like a high school girl. He says, has Yajima-san come by yet? So this girl says, he looked pretty ferocious. Looks like I finally found you. Akira Susui-san. So she knows who he is, which is alarming. So he runs into somebody, Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, Narcotics Control Department Chief. So he calls him the secret weapon of the NCD, Narcotics Control Department. So basically Susui is a double agent. He's working for the feds, is basically what he does. And it kind of works because he already stands out. So, like, I guess they don't overthink why he feels different from all the other ones. And that's why he has to kind of like overcompensate with his aggressive attitude. So he threatens the head of the narco department, like, quit screwing around, basically. He says, I'm technically your superior, but of course, Susui doesn't seem like he really cares about that. Back when I was running wild in the streets, I was unofficially scouted, and that's how I ended up going undercover as a 5th tier subsidiary family member of the Jinsei clan. Nobody would suspect you being a narc because you've been doing this for so long. Your intense loathing toward Candy and your brutally violent side both certainly make you an asset. So he reports to him that the Jinsei clan is getting ready to start a war. So they have to do something about this. Those guys intend to make a deal directly with Candy's manufacturer. All the candy that's circulating through Japan right now comes from Central and South American drug cartels. This whole thing is going to lead to a full-blown drug war. The deal is in a week. I'll be in touch. So this is going to help Susui find the manufacturer of candy. So they go to the manufacturer and the captain says, what do you think about fate, right? So he's surrounded. It doesn't seem like this is good. It seems like they caught on to him. The captain goes, it all makes sense why you'd despise candy. He shoots him, so his cover's blown. Somehow they found out. There was never any deal. Everyone's gathered here for your execution. He says, when'd you figure me out? I never thought a brainless Yakuza thug like you had the smarts. So his boss, the one he was just talking to, was working for the Yakuza the whole time. He's basically hooked on candy. So he's about to get executed. He grabs the guy's gun, breaks his hand. He's gonna go out in a big bang, right? So he takes one guy, uses him as a body shield. So he's getting shot at, but so far he's fine. Kills one guy, turns around. He throws the dead guy at these two other guys. So he's taken out 3 guys, punches another guy, gets shot in the leg. So now he's screwed. So, for whatever reason, the head of the Narco division that double-crossed him was stupid enough to come to this meeting. So he charges up, kicks him in the face. He's going to go out with a bang, though. He takes a cigarette. He's like, well, I might as well go out, right? They capture him. They cut off his arm. And they nailed him. Like, they literally put a bunch of nails in him. So he's screwed, right? They're going to torture him. Really does not seem like he's getting out of this. But then the magical girl conveniently shows up while he's nailed to this chair. She says, how about I give you a hand? I've been reading Ika Musume. I'm not sure what that series is. I've never heard of it. Is it any good? She goes, small world. Yeah, small world. I only tracked you down to Colombia. She says, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Riri Hoshina. I'm a magical girl. So they all shoot at the magical girl. She casts this rewind spell on the bullets. She says, "Shall I teach you the truth about candy?" So it seems like the big secret behind candy is that it's magic. It's just honest to goodness regular candy imbued with a magical girl's magic. Kind of figured as much. When ingested by an ordinary person, it causes their sanity to crumble. So she shot the bullets back at the gangsters, and it takes apart their gun and also takes apart their clothes. So then she casts a rewind on Susui. It heals him, it puts his clothes back together, and gives him back his arm. Wind the target back to a former state in time. That's my magic. So this is like everyone has a specific kind of magic type of magic series. She goes, for saving a life, how about we strike a deal? But then the captain pulls up with an MP5 or some kind of rifle. She casts a rewind spell. She says boom, so she pulls a Makima. Oh shit. So she takes all their bullets and murders everybody. Damn, that is pretty metal. So Susui says, "Fine, I'm in." He recognizes that this magic girl is a monster, but clearly she seems like the best chance to stopping Candy. So overall, I like this series. Am I excited for Sunday? So are we finally getting that other new manga? I feel like we were supposed to get another new manga. I could be mistaken. Maybe I'm just under the wrong impression. I feel like we were supposed to get a new manga by the creator of Red Hood. Can somebody correct me if I'm wrong? But I like the premise. I like that this is like a crime thriller, but with magic girls. Like, what's more anime than that? I like the characters so far. Susui has a nice character and personality. Hoshina seems like an interesting character. Hopefully she has a bit more personality in this chapter. She seemed kind of like bland. But they seem like they have potential to have like a nice give and take dynamic. I'm also curious to see like how presumably new magic girls will keep the story going, because if it's like mostly gangsters and this one magic girl, then it could get boring. So I guess in general, I'm curious to see like what the balance is going to be between the magic and then the Narco wars. Excuse me. We were told something was coming soon by the Red Hood author. Not sure on a date. I feel like it's supposed to be soon. Yeah, but it moved there mainly for double issue Golden Week. Okay, so excuse me. It should be this week then. I could be wrong, but it should be this week. But yeah, overall, I really like Magical Girl and Narco Wars. I'm just gonna call it Narco Wars. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Main characters are pretty interesting. Or they're solid, right? Good pacing to this chapter. There's like a solid arc for the main character. There's a bit of mystery to it because we don't know too much about this other character. Again, I like the premise. The art is pretty good. It's nothing crazy, but I do like it. Pretty typical for a Jump Plus series. So yeah, I'd give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. From there, I guess we'll just have to see how this first volume plays out. Red Hood author might be doing a Viking story. I would love that. We definitely need more Viking stories for sure. I love Vinland Saga. Apparently Kawaguchi's new series started April 11th. I'm not sure who that is. Kawaguchi's new series. Yeah, Edens, you're gonna have to tell me what you're talking about. I have no idea what that is. What's your favorite magical girl series since we are talking about it? I suspect it would be Sailor Moon if I had actually read or watched Sailor Moon. That's something I need to check out soon, Sailor Moon. That's like a classic. But right now I would probably say Magilumiere. Red Hood author? Apparently it's not April 11th. There was something else. I don't know, looking this stuff up. Yeah, it's pretty confusing. Yeah, I was going to say, it was supposed to start like a couple weeks ago, but they had the Golden Week. So I guess now it's starting this upcoming Sunday. Kawaguchi. I thought it was the Red Hood author. It sounded like them, but I'm like, they should not have started a new series that early. That makes sense now. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Unfortunately, I had to start late. Sorry again about that. Sunday will obviously be Shonen Jump. Hopefully we get to check out a brand new manga. Monday will be Dawn to Dawn / something. I'll figure something out. And then next Thursday, I'll have to figure out as well. I'm trying to do, like I said in my monthly update, I'm trying to do more like focus streams and not just like, hey, here's stuff we're going to read. Although Thursday might just be a read through stream. We'll see. Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura, and Kaito Saint Tail. I know a lot of people like Cardcaptor Sakura. And of course, Sailor Moon is a classic. I've been on the Sailor Moon watch over the last half year. That Magilumiere effect. Yeah, I'll probably read the manga, and then if I really like it, I'll try and watch the anime. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Make sure to check out my Fire Force video if you haven't watched that today. There'll be one more video this weekend. And then